Hi, my name is Jaylee Sharp, and today I'll be presenting my informative speech. It's October 17th. The First Amendment in the Constitution states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of government, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, quoted by the Bill of Rights Institute.org. Whistleblowing is a part of our freedom of speech, and we should be confident in that right. Today, I'll be informing you of the Whistleblower Protection Act, what it is, who it affects, and why it is so dang important. The WPA, or Whistleblower Protection Act, of 1989 is defined by TechTarget as a law that protects federal government employees in the United States from retaliatory actions for disclosing dishonest or illegal activities in a government organization. This law was made to ensure that there's no uncertainty or restraint when confronting a violation of law, rule, or regulation, as well as to keep higher people of power in check. Now that we know what the law is, what exactly is a whistleblower? According to Investopedia, a whistleblower is anyone who has and reports insider knowledge of illegal activities occurring in an organization. It is our duty as a citizen of the United States to report illegal activities in an organization, whether you're a federal employee or not. Anyone can report misconduct within an organization, but you definitely want to protect your rights with a whistleblower protection lawyer, as well as to make sure your sources and reasoning is clear. The first provisions of whistleblowing by Abraham Lincoln was through the False Claim Act of 1863, passed largely in response to fraud and waste that occurred during the Civil War, stated by FindLaw.com. The FCA came before the Whistleblower Protection Act, and it is a bit different. The False Claim Act had an incentive for the whistleblowers, which was a part in percentage of what was recovered. However, later this was seen to be a valid reason to question intention. However, it was a good start. The SEC, Security and Exchange Commission, has recovered $28 billion of taxpayer dollars since the enactment of the False Claim Act, stated by the SEC whistleblowerattorney.net. FindLaw.com also explained the difference between the WPA and the FCA. The FCA has its own provisions to protect whistleblowers who report fraud committed against the government, while the Whistleblower Protection Act protects federal employee whistleblowers who report misconduct perpetrated by the government. Thus, these two laws work together to keep people, public, and government organizations responsible. As you may have already heard on The View or other broadcast news, the most recent whistleblower claim is against our current U.S. President, Donald Trump. The claim is that Trump is using the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country in the 2020 U.S. election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate Biden, reported by CNN. The whistleblower has made a claim he or she believes to be true, and has a lawyer and the protection of the Whistleblower Protection Act to secure identity, career, and protection from any potential threat of retaliation. Whistleblowing is important because it is a means of shining a light on injustice that otherwise would have gone unannounced due to corruption in a system. It is a courageous and respectful thing to do. For example, before the WPA, reported by justice.gov.mt, there was an incident in 1977 when Richard Marvin and Samuel Shaw blew the whistle and suffered severe retaliation by Essex Hopkins, the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Navy. These men revealed torture of British POWs, stated by whistleblower.org, prisoners of war. which was something that was probably pretty common back then, yet they knew it was wrong, and they let light shine where it wasn't. Without whistleblowers, money would be lost, systems wouldn't be equal, legal, or regulated, and criminals would go unpunished. According to hrhelpboard.com, the benefits of whistleblowing are increased security and image of a corporation, as well as an advance in management. The importance is through clear communication of a corporation or system, as well as a positive environment for every employee to withhold vision, mission, and standards. So in summary, today we've learned of the False Claim Act that was passed in 1863, which started the provision for the Whistleblower Protection Act that was put in place in 1989. The Whistleblower Protection Act is a law that protects federal employees from retaliation in the case that they report illegal misconduct. It was put in place to keep the government and those employed in check, as well as to protect those that were doing the right thing from being given an ultimatum, from being threatened, or put in danger. Today, we have learned of the Whistleblower Protection Act, what it is, who it protects, and why it is so important. Thank you.